Yo, 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 traders, how are we? Trader Tom here from Simply Forex, and I am back in Dubai now, and I have full speed internet. I am happy. Guys, haven't seen you all for a while, so how you been? How's the trading going? Hope you all had a nice weekend. Like I say, guys, I'm back in Dubai. I've been in Philippines for 5 weeks. And yeah, I bloody enjoyed the Philippines. But yeah, keen to get back into ways in Dubai. And I'm back at my desk and it all feels like I'm home again. Okay, so guys, the plan for the show is as follows. We are going to look at a trade that I'm looking at. I'm not actually in any trades today so far, guys. Nothing set up. There was really nothing this morning, but as the days materialized, I'm looking at one trade and I will share that with you very shortly. We're also going to take as many of your questions as humanly possible, so please leave a question, come say hello, and yeah, leave a question, guys. There's no news during the live stream. We did have some Euro CPI come out earlier. But we didn't get any real Euro strength. And we do have some, big US dollar news and this as well later on, guys. And we've got the maniac that is Trump that is speaking later. So, who knows what's going to happen there. So there is lots of news, but none during the live stream. Now, it has been an interesting day, really, because there's been so much strong movements, right? So if we look at US dollar has been very strong. Look at these big US dollar strength, Euro US dollar sell off. You look at any US dollar pair, Aussie dollar, US dollar, big sell off, US dollar strength, pound US dollar, right? Lots of US dollar strength. Okay, so we're seeing that in the market, but that hasn't led to any trade ideas as yet. And as Jane has said, pound is so weak, right? So we've had lots of comments about this. So Jane is asking, why is pound so weak? Okay, so we'll look at that now. But pound is weak. Pound Canadian dollar, super weak, right? Pound yen, super weak. So pound is weak. We've also had a little bit of yen weakness, right? That's euro yen, pound's too weak. But if we look at CAD yen, right, we have seen a bit of Swiss franc yen. We've seen a bit of yen weakness as well. So that's unusual because we have been seeing the indices dropping, right? So there's been some real crazy moves, and this is the craziest one. Now, yen is weak, right? I've just shown you. You look at any yen pair, right? Apart from pound yen, but euro yen, right? Yen weakness, Swiss franc yen, yen weakness, Aussie dollar yen, yen weakness, right? But the indices are dropping, right? Everywhere. There's the NASDAQ, there's the S&P, and the Dow Jones. So we've broken that correlation today, right? When the indices drop, yen becomes strong. And we haven't seen that. The indices are dropping and yen is weak as well, right? So that's interesting. Again, we've seen some US dollar strength as well. Sometimes the US dollar acts as a safe haven. So when the indices are dropping, you see some strength come into the US dollar. Now, Jane's asked here, why is pound so weak? And the truth of the matter is, I don't care why. Right? Now, bear with me, right? That's not just me being flippant to your question, Jane, but I really don't care, right? It could be a number of reasons. There will be every analyst and his friends after the event, they will say, oh, pound is weak because of this, or pound is weak because of this. Now, let me explain why it's all irrelevant. Right now, unless you know that pound is going to be weak, if you know pound is going to be weak here, then great, right? You're going to have a nice trade. But the truth of the matter is, nobody can foretell the future. Nobody knows all of this pound weakness is coming into the market, right? They don't. Okay, so there's not much you can do about it, right? This, you could be in a pound buy trade, okay, and this strength comes in, this weakness comes in, and you're, shit out of luck for the day. But you don't know it's coming. You can't plan for it. This is one of those pieces of weakness or strength that come into the market, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Now, why it's coming to the market is irrelevant unless you can tell it ahead of time, which you can't, right? So all we need to know now is pound is weak. We're not looking for pound buys, right? You can see H4 structure is breaking down. And what this might lead to is some pound weakness trades tomorrow, right? We might start trading from in here tomorrow down here, right? But it really isn't important why. You just need to read the chart. But anyone, guys, right? If anyone knows why pound is weak, then please leave a comment. But unless you know it ahead of time, it is irrelevant. It goes for the same with the US dollar, right? All this US dollar strength's creeping in, right? Like if you was in pound US dollar, let's not look at pound US dollar. It's a bad example. Let's look at Aussie dollar US dollar. So let's say you were tracking the H4, right? And you was, tracking the H4 and you really liked Aussie dollar US dollar. And you started buying in here, right? You don't know that US dollar strength's coming out, right? It's just happened during the day and there's not a lot you can do about it. It's as simple as that. It's not news, right? When CPI comes out or interest rates, you can prepare for those. This is news that no one's seen coming, and it's, it might just be intraday and it might be gone tomorrow, but there's nothing you can do about it. So don't care about the reasons why, right? Understand what it is done to the chart, and if you still have a setup, trade it. Simple as that. Right, what else are we looking at? Parandeep is in Dubai. Let's link up. Okay, Parandeep, let's do that. Maleko, can you discuss risk management? Okay, Maleko, that is a very broad statement. It really is, but okay, we can talk a little bit about risk management. Sure, we'll do that. Colin, Southeast Asia misses you already. Yeah, I miss Southeast Asia. I miss the Philippines, honestly. I literally had a balcony that opened up to all of this wonderful countryside, trees, rice fields. And now I basically have, Dubai heat and loads of pollution. So not so good. I'm missing the Philippines already. Omar, hi Tom, I'm bearish with Canadian dollar. What economy are you most bullish on at the moment? So again, it's not a bad question, Omar. It's just that I am not bullish or bearish. I don't have an opinion on things, right? That is the biggest trap you can fall into as a trader, right? Basically, you look at news that's come out, you look at CPI, interest rates, GDP, you look at all these things and you form an opinion on something, whether it's pound, whether it's the FTSE, whether it's NASDAQ, you form an opinion, right? And I believe that's not the way to trade because you're trying to predict the future. Right, you're like, right, GDP's doing this, interest rates are doing this, the president or the prime minister said this, I think this. and you have preconceptions of a currency pair or indice, right? That's not how to trade. How to trade is trade what the chart is telling you, right? So if you're bearish Canadian dollar, there needs to be a technical reason for it, right? And the pound is a perfect example today, right? Let's say you woke up in the morning, right? You're like, right, pounding, because there was loads of bullish rhetoric around pound interest rate, right? So let's say you took into account the interest rate. Let's take into account some of the business relationships that Keir Starmer is creating around the world. You know, I think retail sales were better than expected. CPI, inflation steady. You know, you'll be thinking, right, I really like pound. And you've built this preconception, right? And then you start buying in here, and then price just does this, right? Don't trade like that, right? Look at the chart and listen to what it's telling you. Okay, so let's look at euro pound, because this is a trade that I want to trade. Now, this is taking advantage of pound weakness, but this is after the fact. The moves happened and now I'm interested, right? So this is what you need to make decisions trading, right? I'm going to show you facts on a chart. Nothing is, I have no predictions. I have no preconceptions. I can't see into the future. You know, all I can do is read what is in front of me right now. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do. I really like euro pound for buys. Okay. I need a retrace. So we'll see if we get that. Let me just have a sip of my coffee. And as you can see that, guys, LFC, Liverpool Football Club, that is for all the Arsenal fans that are in the house. Did you see Slobo's free kick? Arsenal fans, we beat you 1-0. Just wanted to share that with everyone, because I believe we do have a couple of Arsenal fans in now and again. And we're top of the league and we've got 9 points and we've just signed Isaac. Right, anyway, enough about football. So euro pound, facts on a chart, daily chart, right? If the daily candle finishes like this, right, and it's a big, well, it's not a big if, it's looking very likely, right? And this was actually one of my swing trades for this week. So on Saturday's video, guys, I give you my weekly trade ideas. And this was a trade idea, and this was my target back up to this blue line. Now, the thing is, we need to get in on the trade, right? Now, daily, basically, guys, daily is doing this, right? So we were doing this, right? There was a bit of a level here, and now bang, right? We were in a downtrend, but as soon as we break these highs and this resistance level, we're in an uptrend. Okay, fact, right? So we're looking for buys because we're in a daily uptrend. Okay, and you know, there's a strong possibility this candle could finish like this, right? And if it does, I'm 100% looking for euro pound buys tomorrow, if not today. Okay, so there we go. Daily's telling me I can buy this pair, potentially back up to these last highs. Okay, and this was already my target from Saturday's analysis, right? So just to reiterate the facts, if this candle stays like this, we have got an uptrend, we have got a bullish candle, we've broken resistance, and we have room to move into the next resistance level. All of those are facts, right? I have no preconceptions. If we go down to the H4 now, you can see this level in here, right? We got a break, okay? And interestingly, our price action 101 indicator picked that up. I actually saw it change. So this daily, during the day, went from bearish to bullish because we broke these highs, right? And that is a key break of structure, and therefore it changed to bullish. right? So you can see we're in an uptrend, and all I'm looking for, you can see my alarm here. If price starts retracing into this level, I will buy it. I won't even wait for a bullish reaction. I will just buy it, right? Now, what I want to do with this trade is this, guys, right? I want to put my stop loss below this low. And this is an important point, guys. These are things you must know before you enter a trade, right? So this last low here is where I want to put my stop loss, and this is my target. So this dictates where I can enter the trade, right? Now, let me bring the ruler up. So remember, this is where I want to put my stop loss, and that is my target, right, up to here. So realistically, guys, I can enter at the halfway point, this line here, because, right, this is the area, the point at which I get 1:1 risk to reward. So as soon as price retraces into here, I can start entering this trade. And I will start entering this trade. I remember last week, guys, Euro US dollar, I said I will enter it if X happens, right? It did. I entered it. It was a good trade. I will do the same with this, right? I'll put it in the VIP Discord as I do all of my trades. But yeah, as soon as, or if we get a retrace into here, I am buying euro pound, right? Back up to here, stops below here. So let's see, guys. And that's pretty much the only trade I like at the moment today. So yeah, you can see here, guys, as well, our smart river. Yeah, this has turned to green, right, which is showing us buy trades. We just need that retrace. So euro pound buys. Right, what else we can add? So Maleko wants to, let's say hello to a few people first. Niraj, how are you? Colin, it's your motherland. Yes, it has become. The UK is my motherland, but Philippines has become my second home. Ferron, well done, Liverpool. Thank you, Feroz. Can you please look at pound Aussie dollar? Yes, average at best. Hi, how are you? Niraj. Who else we got? Godwin, how are you? How you been? Yeah, hi, Godwin. Jolma, hi. Adrian, hi. That bloody Mark. Right, we're getting lots of highs. Right, so let's go through these questions, guys, right? Now, there was a question here I wanted to look at. So first of all, this is from Omar. So thank you. I feel like I've been focusing so much on fundamentals and missing trading opportunities. Omar, I could not agree with you more, right? So this is exactly the problem I had. So throughout my trading journey, my trading career, I spent a lot of time on trying to understand fundamentals. And I would say I understood fundamentals, right? But all I would do was tie myself in knots, right? I'd be like, right, the interest rate, the Bank of England for the interest rate, fewer members voted for a rate hike. So this is bullish pound, right? Retail sales have been good. So, there's more spending power from consumers. This is good for the pound, right? Then I'd be like, oh, but wait a minute. CPI was a little worse than expected the last time around. Keir Starmer said this in Parliament. Yeah, and before I know it, right, I've just gone round in circles trying to understand the direction of the pound, right? Why on God's earth would you want to do that? The chart tells you the direction of the pound. And the chart today, as per euro pound, is telling you pound is weak, buy it if you get an opportunity. That is simple to concur, right? Me trying to understand the future direction of pound is very difficult, right? And a lot of fundamental traders who do place a lot of emphasis on fundamentals, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course not, but they're also going to apply technicals, right? So there you go, Omar. Right, we have more questions here. Right. So this was from Maleko. Can we discuss risk management? Right. Yes, we can. Before we do, guys, if I could please ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Also, guys, please come join our trading community. We have the free Discord where you can talk to like-minded traders, share knowledge, share trade ideas, have a chat about how Liverpool are going to win the league, those kinds of things. Also, guys, please don't forget to check out our website, www.simply-forex.com, for all of our premium trading education, including the course, the mentorship program, the VIP Trading Academy, and our new Price Action 101 indicator, which is kicking butt. And also, guys, today's live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone. If you swap brokers today and sign up with Pepperstone, we will give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy, and we'll give you a free Essential Trading View subscription. No brainer. Check it out. All the links and everything are in the live stream description. Right, risk management in 2 minutes. Here we go. Right now, every time you place a trade, you must decide what you are going to risk, right? I risk 1% a trade. Unless I become hedged, then I'm willing to risk up to 3% per trade. Those are my risk parameters. I know that for every single trade that I take. There's no ifs and buts, right? So you need to know that for yourself. And then if you're going to risk 1%, you need to understand what lot size that translates into. Okay. So there's your first fixed area of risk and money management. Now, you might also have maximum drawdown each day, right? This is risk and money management, right? You might say, right, if I get to 2% risk, I'm closing all trades, right? You might trade like that. You might also do the same for profit. Right, you might get 2% profit in a day. You're like, right, I close all trades. I don't do that, right? But this is another aspect of money and risk management, right? Another thing is you need to understand the statistics of your trading. You need to understand your win percentage and your risk to reward. Now, my win percentage is uncanny how it's pretty much at 60% every single year. It's at 59.2% or something so far this year, right? And I risk 1:1, and I let some profits run, right? But those figures work, right? They're profitable, okay? If I had a risk to reward of 1:1 and I had a 50% win percentage, right? It's not going to work, right? So you need to understand your statistics for your own trading. And that's basically it, right? I mean, you know, things like, are you going to add to positions, right? You need to recalibrate your risk and money management. Are you going to scale into positions, like you build a trade? You know, all of these things need to be part of your money and risk management in terms of your trading plan. So, yeah, and guys, you have to have it all written down. You can't be like, oh, yeah, I do that one day and then I don't do that the next day. You know, you're just going to balls it all up, right? So you've got to have that all written down, okay? So there's money and risk management in 2 minutes. Right, what else do we want to look at? So we've got a quick interesting question here from Niraj. How do you select your daily trade ideas in Discord? Okay, so good question, right? So as you know, guys, in the Discord, I give you all of my trade ideas every single day. So if you haven't joined the Discord, there's the QR code. Please come join it, right? So I'll say things like, I'm interested in today, Euro Aussie dollar buy, Pound New Zealand dollar sell, CAD yen buy, and I'll give you a list of trades I'm interested in. Now, how I decipher those is using my daily filter. So what I do, guys, is basically look at daily trend, right? So let's go through it. I'm happy to go through it with you because I had no trades today, right? Right, so let's have a look at, let's go to the day chart. And I'm going to randomly pick a pair, right? I'm closing my eyes, randomly picking a pair, New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? Now, we go to the day chart. Now, as you can see, right, it's been a bit scruffy. And every time I close my eyes and pick one randomly, I always pick a scruffy crap one, right? But anyway, this is roughly what the market's doing, right? Now, at this point, we're in a downtrend. Now, the problem with this is we've had a build up here, right? You can see price came down, bounced off that low, and now we're arguably in an uptrend, right? We're getting higher highs, okay? And these lows are holding. So if anything, I want to buy, right? And if I go to the weekly chart, that's also supporting this idea, right? We're at this support level and we're getting, you know, bullish wicks, and we even had a bullish weekly candle, right? So New Zealand US dollar, looking at weekly and daily, there's too much contradiction, right? Because even if I do want to look for buys, right, which the indicator is telling me as well, look at the candles. All the candles have top wicks. I don't want to buy into those candles, right? And this is all I do, guys. I apply price action knowledge to the charts, right? And that's basically what our indicator does as well, right? I'm applying price action knowledge to the chart. And basically what it's telling me is there is no trade. There's too much contradiction, right? We're seeing a build up, right? But we're seeing loads of top wicks. We know this is a weekly support level, and we had some weekly bullish candles, right? There's buyers in here. So there's just too much contradiction, and this was just a no trade, right? And that's all I do, guys. If we look at another one, let's look at pound yen. Let's go to the daily chart, right? Now, this is a bit of a mess, okay? So if we look at this, you can see we were, you know, we're kind of ranging a little bit, really, right? Ranging between here and here. So if anything, I would want to sell from the top of the range back down to the low, right? But please bear in mind, guys, this candle wasn't here at the start of the day, right? Indicators telling us bearish. So basically we're seeing this kind of price action here. So I would look for sells from this area back down to these lows, but this candle is too bullish. I don't want to sell into that candle, right? So no trade, right? So that's all I do, guys. And if we go back to euro pound now, this will, if this candle finishes like this, it will tick all the boxes, right? It will be, right? We're in an uptrend, tick, right? We've broken resistance, tick. We've got room to move into, tick. And we have a nice big bullish candle, tick. So this one would go into the Discord. I would put euro pound buys, right? And I would put that into the Discord. Then I need to wait for a setup. And as I explained earlier, we need a retrace into value. If it doesn't come, I don't have a trade. If it comes, I trade it. All right. So it's as simple as that, guys. Just keep, if there's 4 things that you must apply to the charts every single day, it's these 4 things, right? So number 1, structure and trend. What is that telling you to do? Buy or sell or stay out, right? Number 2, support and resistance, right? We don't want to buy into resistance. We don't want to sell into support. We want to have room to move into, and we want to break key support resistance levels, right? These are all clues as to what to do with price, right? Number 3 is candlesticks. If you have a very bullish candlestick, especially on the day chart, right, chances are price will go up the next day, right? So read candlesticks. And then fourthly, guys, we need to trade from value, right? So let's, for example, I wouldn't start buying here and put my stop below here and here's my target. There's no value, right? But if price comes back into here, right, I can start buying because this represents value. So that is what you must look for every day. And this is the logic behind our price action 101 indicator. Yeah, basically everything I look at on a chart, we've put into an indicator. And it does a lot of the, heavy lifting for you. So yeah, focus on those things, guys, right? And you won't go too far wrong. That will help you read a chart. Right. And that's what you need to do as a trader, read a chart. All these strategies where they're like, right, when the 10 moving average crosses the 21, we buy, when it exits, we sell. Right. I'm sure there's a place for these strategies, but in my experience, I've done a lot of these strategies. I used to have a moving average crossover strategy. I used to have a MACD strategy. I used to have an RSI strategy. And ultimately, I scrapped it all and went to price action because it's the way the market has moved since it started, and it's the way it will continue to move. Right? So focus on price action. Right, what else are we looking at, guys? Who else do we have in? Right, Godwin. As Godwin is a member, you too can become a member, guys, of the channel. I think it's like $1 a month, but you can show your support for the channel. And if you do, you'll get priority questions. So Godwin, let's take a look at gold. Now, I know this may sound crazy, but if I had to do anything with gold, I would sell it. Right? Now, let me explain why. Because we are at all-time highs again, right? Well, the last all-time highs. This level here was all-time highs for gold, and we are back at that level, right? And you can see how important this level was, and it's this 3,500 level in here. Okay, right, this 3,500 level is a big psychological level for gold. And look, it's just found the ceiling here, right? It keeps using it as resistance. Now it's going to be really interesting to see what price does at that last high right there. Okay, so I wouldn't buy gold, right? I wouldn't buy gold into that level. If we break that level, okay, that's a different ball game. I would be looking to buy gold. But if we look at the day chart now, it's looking like it's holding, right? There's that last high, and you can see so far we've got a bearish candle. And that is to do with a lot of US dollar strength we're seeing at the moment. Now, knowing that gold is at that level, and if we got a big bearish candle like this, let's say it finished like this, and things are very overbought, look at the smart river, look how far price is away from it. I would actually sell gold, right? Now, that's if I had to trade it. I don't, right? But if you said, Tom, you must trade gold, otherwise we will pull your fingernails out, then I would sell gold, right? Based on what we're seeing. But, it's in a massive uptrend. So gold's really interesting at the moment. Let's see how it reacts here. Let's have a look at the H4. Because that's what I would like to see as well, guys. I would like to see potentially, let me draw that again. I apologize, I've been drinking. If we get something like this, and it doesn't break that level, and then we get a breakdown, then okay, I think we've got a bit of room to the downside with gold. And we can see that US dollar strength piling into the market. Now, whether that US dollar strength is sustained, we shall see. And a lot of what will happen with gold will be related to the indices, right? If the indices keep dropping, gold will become strong. It's a flight to safety. So it's interesting that that correlation is breaking today, right? The NASDAQ is dropping and gold, not exactly dropping, but it's been bearish, right? So I'm not touching gold really, right, until it works out what it wants to do at this big psychological number here. If anything, like I said, I would sell it from that level. Right, what else are we looking at? Adrian, that bloody mug. Adrian is a Man United fan, although they won, which slightly upsets me. But this is for you, Adrian. One more time. There we go. And I have to down my coffee. I hate cold coffee. Right, Joel wants to look at UK oil. Let's do exactly that. UK oil. Okay, so let's take a look at UK oil, right? And let's do a top-down approach, guys, because that's how I roll. Is that an interesting level? Okay, let's stick with this one. Yeah, okay, let's stick with this one. Now, let's go to the day chart because it's looking like price is building up, right? Let's get rid of that. Because as soon as I do that, guys, you get this big candle and it distorts everything. So let's just take that candle out. Bang, there you go. Right, now, price was tumbling with oil, right? But it found a bit of support here. And now, this is looking like an uptrend, right? Now, what I would need to see, let's just go out so you can see that support level through here, right? Now, what I would need to see, this is important, guys, right? For this to be confirmed, right, we had a bit of just a ranging market, right? What I would need to see is a break of that high. Now, if we got a candle like this and a big wick and it closed back into this high, I am not interested in touching UK oil, right? Or Brent crude, okay? Not at all, right? But if we got a candle that looked like this and actually broke this high, then that is a confirmation of an uptrend, right? Because at this point we're going, right, what is it? Is it an uptrend? Is it still part of this big downtrend? We're not sure. But if we break this high, it's crystal clear, right? We are then in an uptrend. So it depends greatly what this daily candle does. Let's take a quick sneak at the weekly. And unlike West Texan, we didn't get a break here, right? We was in a downtrend and then bang, uptrend. And now it's become a little bit scruffy, right? We're seeing lower highs, but these lows are holding. Okay. So what that tells me is that could become the start of a range, right? If this is holding and this is the last high, chances are price will come back up to here if we get a daily uptrend, right? So what we need to see is what will happen with this daily candle. So yeah, again, like I say, I had no trade setups today. Nothing was setting up. But if we get a bullish candle that breaks this high, I will be looking for buys on oil. Let's have a drop down to the H4. You know, H4's clearly in an uptrend, right? We're in an uptrend. So let's see what happens, right? Let's see if it closes back into this level. So there you go, John. I'm really waiting for that daily candle with UK oil. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay, so Adrian's got a question here. He is a United fan. We won't hold that against him. We will answer his question. Adrian, other than the price action tool, the chart and price action, do you utilize any other indicators such as the RSI or MACD? In a word, no, I don't. I've throughout my trading journey, I've used them all. I really have. I've used MACD, I've used RSI, I've used moving averages, I've used Hikinashi candles, I've used Ichimoku clouds. What else have I used? I've used stochastics, I've used loads of shit, right? And the problem with it is that you can get lost in it. Right, that was the problem with me and indicators, right? And that's part of the reason why we created our own indicator, right? Because it's all in real time, it's not lagging, right? Whereas most indicators are lagging. And all I did with indicators was chase my tail a bit. So I don't use any of them. I just use price action. It tells me everything I need to know. And also, you know, things like RSI, you can see visually, right? So what do I mean by that? So we've got our smart river, right? Now, if price is up here, you know, right, chances are it's going to be, not chances are, I can see it's overbought. If price is millions of miles away from the smart river, I'm not interested in buying, right? You can see that it's overbought. But when price retraces to the smart river, right, I'm very much interested in trading, right? Let's just pick any random pair, pound US dollar, right? Now, again, we know pound's been weak, but you're not going to start selling here. And I don't need the RSI to tell me that's oversold or overextended, right? I do not need an indicator to tell me that, right? I can just see how far away it is from there, the smart river, right? So, yeah, I don't need all those things to tell me what direction to trade. So, in a word, Adrian, no, I don't. Right, what else are we looking at? Cedric, are you still in the Philippines? No, I am not, Cedric. I am back in Dubai now. I miss the Philippines, although I am happy about my full speed internet. In Dubai, I have got like all singing, all dancing, quicker than Superman internet. And in the Philippines, I had a bloke holding a dish above on the roof, basically. Omar's just joined the Discord. Good stuff, Omar. Take a look at everything in there, mate. You will enjoy it. Jane wants to look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Mike, moon phases. Yes. I've never traded moon phases, although I should start. Right, this is for Jane. Let's take a quick look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Right, let's do a top-down approach. Guys, before we do, if I could please ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Come join the free Discord. You've got the QR code there. We have a great trading community. Check out the website for all of our premium trading education. And also don't forget to check out the promotion we have running with Pepperstone. All the links are in the live description. Now, let's do it from the weekly this time, because Aussie dollar, US dollar on the weekly is a buy trade. This was one of my swing trade ideas from my weekly forecast, right? And we're basically kind of doing this, right? We're in this kind of range. Now, what I want to do is come from, and we're in an uptrend stroke range, right? And we've got bullish wick, bullish candle. Everything's telling me we can take price back up to these highs, right? And again, that's not me making shit up. That is facts. Uptrend stroke range, bullish candles, room to move into, bouncing off support, room to the next resistance level. Fact, 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 fact. So I can buy Aussie dollar, US dollar. If we go to the day chart, I do not want to buy Aussie dollar, US dollar right now. And to be quite honest with you, the day chart is not clear, right? We are basically doing this, right? Now, I'm interested in this level, right? Because of that weekly chart. And we're tracking above the smart river, right? I would be interested in Aussie dollar, US dollar if we get a nice bullish candle at this support level. If we get something like this, I would be interested in buying Aussie dollar, US dollar. And that's the only trade I'm interested in, buying it, because of that weekly chart. So let's wait and see. It's at a nice support level. Let's see how this daily candle finishes. You know, we've got Trump later. You know, this candle could very much change. So yeah, I'm interested in buying Aussie dollar, US dollar from that level. On the H4, you know, we need to see a build up, guys, right? This is just dropped like a stone. I would want to see maybe price action do this, and then we get a break of structure, and then I'm very much interested. So there you go, Jane. I hope that helps. And guys, thank you very much for your time today. Please don't forget to join me tomorrow for the live stream as well. Every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. EST for the live streams. I'll see you tomorrow for more of the same. See you later.